All right, now we're about to get ready for the new sports.
Yes, sir.
Vic,
I'm ready.
you want to go to sports or you want a little audio? What do you want?
Whatever you need, man. If you need to call your ex-girlfriend real quick, go right ahead, man. I'm good.
They call them. I hear from the X on the back of my chest.
I'm gonna turn my phone in. I was going to be out there shooting wild geese. I don't want to accidentally get an officer in the frame of the geese shooting I'm going to do.
Well, you want to go straight to new sports? I'm ready.
I'm good with it, man.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's it.
You know how we like to do it.
Yes, sir. Oh, man, Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Victor Allen's written and produced segment on sports. That's right, his neo-urban new sports. It's hot, it's sexy. And here is the man the ladies call sexual chocolate. Here's Vic.
I have not heard any woman make that reference, sexual chocolate. So
Daddy's not here anymore, but she's the one who was telling us about the secret Victor references that exist.
That's why she had to go work
there.
as an associate somewhere else. She said, I'm tired of you forcing me, Mario, to say that claim. All right. We're going to go over to this because it's time. The first game tomorrow, New Orleans, Green Bay. Everybody's been talking about everything else, dude.
I want to see some football.
All right.
I want some football.
We've waited for this for so long. Men right now are getting depressed. You know, a lot of us were in depression.
You know how we get depressed?
Yeah.
If we don't have any football, we start to dress up.
Okay, I'm leaving that one
Some
alone.
of us.
I'm leaving that alone. Here's what we're going to talk
Norman
about
knows
first.
what I mean.
I don't even want to talk about that. First of all, the first question I want to ask, because we're going to handicap this game, and we're going to see how close we get to handicapping it, because why? Both teams we're looking at are the most recent Super Bowl winners.
Oh,
right?
now we're going to handicap games on air so that we can keep a record of how badly.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you keep one the whole season and compare my results to yours?
I thought about doing that, but Mario, I want to cover other sports that unfortunately you're not crazy about.
No, I can't. I'll be terrible at even tennis.
See? So I don't want to do that.
I can at least vote on basketball.
No,
football.
We're going to have our own little thing with the football season. It's going to happen. But
we get Norman's opinion.
Yeah, we'll ask Norman. Ask Norman. Here we go.
Norman's answer is Cleveland.
The first question we're going to ask, will the 2011-2012 MVP come from the New Orleans or Green Bay players?
Yes.
Which player?
Aaron Rodgers versus versus
Who is going to be the MVP for this entire season?
I don't know.
See,
I don't know.
The question is because here you got the MVP.
Both quarterbacks are potential candidates because they both are so consistently excellent.
Right.
So when you have people that are consistently excellent, you know what I'm saying? You have a little better chance, right?
Right.
Especially if the teams are both playoff headed.
Right.
So you got two quarterbacks, both consistently excellent, at the front of consistently solid teams.
Recent
Super Bowl winners. They're at least reasonable.
Right.
So, Vic, that's a hard one. I don't know, but they're at least. But your picture is excellent because your picture paints the story, and you're right. That's the story. Which one of these two?
Right.
Because these are the most obvious candidates. This is like talking about LeBron James, right?
Right.
In the NBA, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It is. And that's a great example.
Yeah, they both look at the technique, the form. Did
you steal this picture? Did you make this?
I never steal pictures. I borrow.
Okay, because this is two. Did they side? I wonder, they side by side? Did you do that? You know.
Well, look,
I make my
first of all, I
steal my visual aids.
Yeah, right. I'm not stealing it. I borrow. I give it back. I just don't let you know that I took it. Okay. Bottom line is both previous Super Bowl winners have something to prove. Can they come back and win another Super Bowl?
Yes.
Also, the talk about MVP has been landing more on Michael Vick and Tom Brady comparison, even though Tom Brady, of course, won it.
Who cares?
Through the regular season now. What's more important? The end of the
They
MVP?
like to talk about Tom Brady.
Okay, but let me say this. You can have two categories of MVPs. Would you rather be the regular season MVP or the Super Bowl MVP? That's a no-brainer.
Because obviously, if you Super Bowl MVP, you got to the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but see, Tom Brady won regular season, but of course, didn't get to the Super Bowl. So what would you prefer having as a quarterback?
I prefer to have happiness in my heart.
Okay, see.
That's a hard one.
I know that is. That's what I'm saying. I think right offhand, both of these quarterbacks that we're going to watch tomorrow's game, which is wonderful, I think 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is going to be one of those games where they are going to want to make a statement right out of the gate. So in doing that, Mario, we're going to follow what the traditional sports journalists and advocates do when they try to size up a team. We're going to handicap. And we're going to handicap results and the final score. So if you go down, I just picked out like 4 categories I think will be the more focused on. I can't give you everything
else. Cut off their head, man.
That's okay, man. I can deal with that.
It's all right. Cutting off their head, man.
It's okay. Get over it. Get over it. Get you some soup. All right, here we go. All right.
That's
First
Vic's
of all,
head. Look at that, you guys.
Okay, you're not supposed to look at the picture no more, man. Just pay attention. He's trying to get me back. All right, here we go. Drew Brees versus Aaron Rodgers. More passing yards and TDs. Who do you think between these two quarterbacks will have more passing yards, Mario?
Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. How many yards do you think he's going to get?
I'm not sure. But they're both going to do well. It's just that I think that, well...
All right, now
we'll have to see, Vic. See, there's so many intangibles. You know, I tend to think that Green Bay throws more, but I may be wrong, especially with some changes in this year's offense.
Right. And let me say this.
Is it your impression that Green Bay throws more?
I say they throw more because they had to, moreover, because they had
That's
injuries.
what was my impression.
But they got the players back this year.
So that's what I'm not sure what they're going to do. And that's what has to do with.
Right. So the part is will the quarterback who throws over 300 yards lead their team to a win? Or the quarterback with 300 yards and at least 2 TDs?
No, the one who has the most yards
is going to win.
Yeah.
So would you think that may be in excess of over 350 yards throwing for either quarterback?
You mean average?
No. It could be both of them can throw over 300 yards in a game. It doesn't necessarily say they're going to win. There's some other factors. I'm just trying to find out. You already picked who's going to have the most yards. Who do you think is going to have the most TDs thrown?
Same one.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so you got Aaron on both sides.
Well, because I still mainly it's not that I think that he's better. I just think that usually New Orleans has a bit more of a running attack.
Right. And this is going to be challenged because we're going to go to that next category. The next category is rushing. Mark Ingram, Heisman Trophy winner.
Isn't he hurt?
Well, he could be. He could be.
We don't know if he's hurt.
It's not official that he's not going to play in this game, and he is your person who replaced what we call the Reggie Bush, the traditional bruising running back with speed, and he's a traditional running back. So the question is, you got Ryan Grant coming off an injury, Green Bay. They got him back. He's healthy. So you have the tenured Ryan Grant, and you have the new Mark Ingram. More rushing yards, and who do you think will gain more rushing yards, Mario?
I don't know.
You got to pick.
I don't know. What am I going to pick?
Well, if we're in a bar.
I don't really know Ryan Grant.
And you and I don't drink.
Mark Ingram, you know what it is? I tell you, let's play this.
Right.
I'm going to say Mark Ingram, but the point is just that I really want to see what he does.
Yes.
You know, you see him in college.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you have the luxury to remember them into the pros.
Right.
Then I want to see him. I really want to see what Mark Ingram does, you guys. I got to see this.
Right.
So I don't know. And I don't know Ryan Grant.
But we know that he can rush. He's been on the team. I mean, he's produced already.
Right, because you know what? That's the issue with some of these teams. You know, they have some people that I just don't know, like Atlanta.
Okay, but let's just say you take what information you have at hand.
Mark Ingram, I want to see him.
You want to see him? Okay, let's just do this then. Pick who you think will generate more rushing yards if they're both on the field. You know, let's just say Mark doesn't start, but he ends up on the field playing in special circumstances to back up a running back. We don't know. But if they're both on the field, who's going to get more rushing yards?
Mark Ingram.
I'm going with Ryan Grant.
I don't know him.
That's okay. That's why we're going to pick these.
Now watch me be right, too. I want to get credit.
Right.
I'm going to get credit for my guesses.
I'm going to come back next week on Monday and follow up on these categories to see how well we've done just for this game. But by the time then, we're going to have other games that's going to pop up on Sunday. Let me go on to the next. How many sacks will Brees and Rodgers each receive, if any?
What did they get last year?
Well, they didn't. I can't go back to that, man. I'm not using that reference.
Why you expect me to bring
because I want to see how well you follow football.
I don't know.
Okay, we're going to take it. Aaron Rodgers has the quick arm. And he can scramble.
15.
He can scramble.
15 sacks.
He can scramble when it's necessary. Drew Brees likes to float outside of the pocket more often.
15 sacks, though.
But in the one game?
No. You said average to me over the season.
No. How many sacks will Brees and Rodgers each receive? This is the game.
They didn't say in the game.
This whole thing is between the game tomorrow. This is all about the game tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you can reduce your number.
3.
Both of them are going to get 3 sacks apiece. You're pretty good.
Could be more.
I'll say.
Could be a little more. I would be willing to say Aaron Rodgers gets sacked 5 times.
Wow.
And he still has a good game.
Wow.
And Brees gets sacked 4 times.
Right. I'm gonna go a little lower. I'll say the weakness on Green Bay maybe it's offensive line because they don't have the depth.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You got it.
I think they're great. And you know what? You always could sack him.
Right.
You know, in other words, some of that is his willingness to hold the ball and deliver the throw. So it has a lot to do with the fact that he hangs in there.
Right. Now, I'm going to use the comparison of a Pittsburgh defensive line trying to get to Aaron Rodgers. Are they better than New Orleans defensive line in the scheming to get to Aaron Rodgers? I'm not ready to say that they're better at doing that.
I can't say that yet. See, I just can't. I got you know what? It's so early, Vic.
Well, I know.
And then we didn't even have the benefit really of much.
I know. That's why
have one.
I'll say this. I'll give 2 sacks. I'll give 2 sacks to Aaron Rodgers, but I have to go high on Drew Brees. I think he could actually get up to 3, maybe 3 sacks. Maybe it'll be a shock if neither one of them are if they end up sack free. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I say it starts at 3 to be a piece.
Right.
But part of that is the way they run the offense again.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be coming.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. And I think it's okay. I will say this too. In the beginning of the year, I think it's easier for the defensive linemen to get into their groove than it is the offensive line.
Yeah. No, I agree. These are early seasons. We know that. Our early season prognostication, and they had a short preseason as it, I guess, relates to the total year that they could have had after their last Super Bowl. So let's go over to the next one, which I think is going to be the major determining factor, turnovers. Who will suffer more turnovers through fumbles and interceptions? Will it be the Saints, who commit more turnovers, or the Packers? Who do you think? I know he's got to need more info. Come on, man. Educated guess. This is a hard one.
2 fumbles apiece.
2 apiece?
2 fumbles apiece and 2 interceptions.
Wow. You're saying, I like what you're saying. You're saying this is going to be a high turnover game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because of this the first game.
It's early. They're going to throw. I think it's going to be a couple of interceptions apiece.
I would say that if I had to see more turnovers, ooh, man, this is a hard one. Sacks. I say Brees could suffer through more sacks. I can see him getting sacked twice. I can see him getting sacked twice, but I also see interceptions. I don't know, man. You got to watch out for that Green Bay secondary. They got
I'm telling
secondary.
you, I think the defenses. I think early, especially, you're going to see the defenses do things and show things. I think it's easier for them to get in the groove too, Vic, because it's mostly coming out. Whereas offense, it's about sinking.
Right.
And see, so sometimes but I just don't know the particulars about who's replaced who in the line.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it takes a while to gel.
Yeah. I'll give that the turnover edge, I mean, those who commit more turnovers. I think the Packers probably will cause more turnovers. I'll give it 2-1. Packers will have 1 turnover in the game, and Saints will have 2.
We'll see. That'll be a good one.
All right.
Just 1 turn. So that means 1 fumble or 1 interception.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter which.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to get picked off at all?
I think, I'm giving him between the fumbles and the whole thing, the turnovers, I'm going 1. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying 1.
All right.
All right, now here it is. But now that we've done that, what will the final score be? High scoring game, defensive game? What do you think? And who wins?
28-21.
Favor?
Green Bay.
That's not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. I think the defenses are probably going, if they know their schemes, the defense already knows its game. I think the offense has to get more into the cycle of things.
Right.
So I'm following that trend. So that means the offense may or may not suffer. I'm going to say the score is going to be in the 20s, like you saying. But I think I'll give it 28-24 Green Bay.
I almost said that the first time.
Yeah.
I almost said that the first time.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's good. I think they're going to have turnovers, but score anyway. I think you're going to see the glimpse of how high powered they are.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to make mistakes.
Yeah, I do
but
too.
I think they'll keep churning it out.
Right. I think New Orleans has an issue with having a good, sound rushing attack, even from a first-year player, and they need that. If they don't get that off then Green Bay can put his ears back and go after him. He's going to pass.
They're going to see you in the strategies. The Green Bay is going to be aggressive,
right?
Moving Clay Matthews around a bunch.
Woodson,
yeah, they're going to come at it. They're going to come. They're going to come.
That's what I'm saying. All right, okay, let's go over to the next. This is an interesting topic. I said pro swap sports. Well, this is interesting. So I had to think about this. You have international rugby. Which group will be more successful playing on the other side? So swap out the Pittsburgh Steelers and put them in a rugby uniform. Take the best rugby team in Europe and put them in an NFL team jerseys and have them play each other's game. Now, the question becomes, NFL will say, you guys wear pads, actually the rugby players will say, you guys wear pads. And then, of course, the NFL players will say, what's up with the shorts? Mario, this is something that just flew off the top of my head. If you had to swap out the players, who do you think would be more successful in the other's pro sport? The NFL players playing rugby or the rugby players playing pro football? NFL?
I think NFL players playing rugby.
Oh,
and it has nothing to do with toughness. I just think it's easier to learn rugby.
Really?
Yeah, than it is to learn football. Because football has so much of strategizing so that they're taking advantage of you.
The schemes.
In other words, a bigger man is not going to hit you head on. They got angle blocks.
Right.
They got all these things even within the line.
Right. So it's a mental game as far as knowing the schemes.
The skills, yeah, because you're doing different things. So each of them, and since they're both different,
right.
You actually, the NFL players have to really learn rugby.
Right.
And the rugby players have to really learn football.
Right.
Now, here's the other thing that's the reason why I say that. Because it's not all about brawn to the same. Even though the rugby players will have good blockers and all that and running backs and all that, they don't have the skill positions.
Not the same.
How are they going to learn to be a quarterback?
Right.
In the NFL. See, that's the one thing. You can learn to be maybe a running back.
Right.
And maybe learn to do some blocking.
Specialized positions.
But it's going to be, football is something that's hard to learn.
Okay.
That's why I say it. It has nothing to do with the toughness and stuff.
Okay, now here's the question I have. I think you are absolutely right on that one, that because of the schemes, special position players, all up and down the line, offensive, defense, and maybe it's from the lack of me knowing rugby football. I won't hold that against them. I need to know more about the game.
Well, let me give you examples, some stuff that will work terribly the other way. Can you imagine the big, overweight NFL linemen see what happens is you forget that they have to do more running around in rugby.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm taking
some of those NFL players will be sucking mud so fast.
That's what I'm saying.
Their chin will be dragging the ground.
Wait a minute.
See, that's the thing. You don't have to be the biggest dude.
Right.
See? So rugby has a bunch of big, strong guys that have endurance.
All of them run and get the ball.
All of them have endurance.
Right.
So that's not like the NFL where you run in spurts.
Right.
So no offense, and I play football. There are cats who only run. They can run the hell out of 30 yards.
Right. So the part that you bringing up, what I was going to, I said, look, the mental game for NFL is knowing all these plays. And I understand that.
I don't know how they would do it. It would be funny.
It would be funny. Now, the other side of it is that the NFL players have to know you get no pads. So you don't get the advantage of having things block out certain positions on your body. So even though it may not be as a complex sport as NFL, I said, but when you get hits and wrestle and
it's
hit
still the
and
endurance,
run,
Yeah. Because I know cats who played both in college.
What did they tell you?
Gunning did. And they think rugby is harder.
Why did he say rugby was harder?
Because you constantly went at it and you did the lack of pads.
So now you understand why I say which sport. Because
I remember, you're also not doing the same thing. Football was, in my day, you went head to head.
Right.
Collision.
Right. See, I think that the biggest complaint from both sides will be this. I think the rugby players get depressed from putting on the pads. And I think the NFL players will scream bloody murder because they got to wear those shorts. And if you want to see a graphic of what the shorts would look like, big man in the middle is the rugby player. Notice his shorts all the way is up his, okay.
It looks like the exterior. Like Michael Jackson in The Wiz.
All right.
You got to see that.
All right. So we are now going to do this, exiting out of this, Mario. Toughest sport Not just toughest. Every play. NFL football or rugby?
Toughest NFL football.
Okay, there you go. All right, your man put it in there. All right, we're
You
gonna
get hit. It's a collision sport.
Yeah.
It's designed. Rugby, you're trying to do other stuff and hitting's in there, but no, NFL, you're designed to hit.
And it's like train collisions. Yeah, it is. That's the part that gets you. It's the athleticism and speed of these big men, as opposed to having to carry the ball for every player all on a play of rugby. So, I mean, until we play it, we don't know it. But, hey, I agree with you. All right, we're going to go over to Do You Believe? And, this story is following, man. We can't help it. It's 4 years too long to be out of football as a running back, Mario. Yeah, you're saying that. Definitely.
Quickly. Right? Yes, hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Except for Dwayne Thomas.
Wait a minute. Okay, how long are you going back? I don't know.
Because he wasn't out for 4 years.
Yeah, he wasn't out for 4 years. That's right, but good. Speed merchant, right?
No, but he was big too.
He was big? Okay. All right. See, you got more info that I know about. I don't know that much about Dwayne.
Oh, yeah, Dwayne Thomas.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, yeah, I remember that much. All right, okay, here it is. Tiki Barber. Do you believe that Tiki Barber was not invited by more teams for a roster opportunity because of the character concerns or issues?
That was in it some degree with some of them.
You think that was the major, or is just the idea that
No, not the major.
Not the major.
Just that he's been out for 4 years.
4 years. And I agree, because isn't it hard for any running back to disappear for that long?
Every one of them.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, Mario. They brought up a good point. If only one team invited him just to look at him, would that be something of a surprise that not even another team even say invitation to come and look at you? Would you expect more teams?
That's a little bit of, I would have taken more teams to have looked at him, but not a lot. But I would have expected some teams.
Yeah, that's like, he's like, you compare Terrell Owens and Terrell is more recent with an injury, right? And he hasn't really gotten any, strong invitations?
That's what it goes to tell you, right?
Right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Do you believe Rondy Barber, Tiki's brother, caught a lot of unnecessary flack from single and married women being a Barber twin?
Yes.
Why would he get more?
Because he looks like it.
So you have people cussing him out? Mm-hmm. Mostly women?
Yeah.
How would you feel about using twins?
It happens, anybody mistaking you for Wesley Snipes?
That's wrong, man. That's wrong.
I'm trying. You know what? They always mistake me for. No, just kidding. I'll just say, what's the brother?
See, don't be laughing. They're gonna take you serious. I tell you what. I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours.
I can't remember.
You can't remember? I tell you, this is no lie.
What's the brother with the droopy eye? Kind of. He's the director now. I'm blocking on his name.
I'm not. I have no idea who.
He's the director. Big guy. He played
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, because you guys have the same build.
Okay.
And you got the same. See it.
That's the one everybody say. That's right. Played Mario.
Yeah, but I had the strangest one. I was working for this nonprofit organization doing an event, and Jesse Jackson was coming in town as the main. He was at the L.A. Convention Center, and I was representing an African American organization, Black Business Association of Los Angeles, in support of this and coordinating. So I came in on a cold day with my long coat on. And I had two people with me walking behind me, and it was this long, long corridor. And so I guess the representatives were coming from the convention center. And I'm bald now. I'm bald. I'm going there looking like I'm trying to be, suave, the whole thing. And that lady walked up to me and said, "Thank you so much, Jesse, for coming to speak at this convention." And I sat there, and I had to pull out the mirror and say, "Well, I do look like Jesse, don't I?"
That's terrible.
I know. So it can happen, man. It can happen.
And they say, "I loved you on the Jeffersons."
That's wrong.
Say it to a black woman. "I loved you on the Jeffersons."
Okay, here's the last one. Do you believe Michael Vick, Tom Brady, nor Aaron Rodgers will win the 2011-2012 MVP honors for the regular season? Neither one of these three will.
No.
You think one of the winners will come from this group?
Yeah.
Which one do you think? I know we kind of alluded to it.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, all right. See, no brainer. Done. I
think it could, but there's other people could get in there.
The favor still goes to Tom Brady. He's the one.
I think you got Drew Brees. That's one of the more conspicuous questions.
Yeah.
Again, like you made the comparison, that's the only one that's most conspicuous.
Yeah, it is. And I will still stick with Tom, because Tom has proven that he don't have to win in the playoffs to be MVP, and he's consistent even when he has teams changing.
Now. Well, we'll see.
I'm done, man.
You done?
I'm
what
done.
about the Russian hockey team?
I did have that. Did we have enough time?
We
have enough
run
time?
this bitch.
Okay, we run this. Hey,
Let me see how. No,
I
you
feel real bad about the Russian KHL hockey team. The ice hockey team, I believe they pronounce it Lokomotiv. This is a photo from their
I
website.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, hey.
Who is this?
This is the KHL's team. A Russian jet crashed on Wednesday morning in Russia, said to be carrying the KHL ice hockey team while taking off Wednesday in western Russia, killing at least 43 people and leaving 2 critically injured.
Oh, my God.
Preliminary reports say it had insufficient lift and hit a beacon tower. An Arab traffic controller told ITAR TASS, I believe that's how it's pronounced, that the aircraft was some 50 to 60 meters above the ground when it tilted to the left and crashed right off the takeoff. And I want to say my hearts and prayers go out to the family. Some of these are high-profile hockey players. And so this just came in. They reported this morning. I didn't know if we had enough time, but I wanted to send out our prayers.
They probably have something on RT.com.
Yeah, they did. I've started seeing the reports come in early on this, confirming the actual deaths. But this is sad, very sad.
Wow.
So hey, hopefully we can hope and pray for those family members, and blessings go out to all of you. So that's it for me, man.
All right, everybody.
Okay. I feel real bad about that one, man. Terrible tragedy.
Everybody, that's New Sports. Victor Allen, written, directed, and produced. That's right, the tall, dark, handsome, bald man. As he does his own Neil Urban flavor of sports. It's new, not boo-boo.
See, there we go.
Because
Actually,
the boo-boo sports would be something else.